So that's what the gay cop just did. This dude wanted me to be, well, he was parked over there a second ago, but the dude wanted me to be the bad guy. The guy who doesn't know, crap. Wait, one sec. So, the bad guy who doesn't want anyone to know what happened. So, I was driving this way to go to work, and that's the only way you can go to work. And then the officer who's over there who came back after 15 minutes, that guy, that officer was parked where this officer is parked. As I turned the corner, I said, go fuck yourself. It was another police officer at an intersection. This dude was well aware that I would see police officers. This dude was well aware that I would see police officers at an intersection. That's what he planned on doing, right? To get me to see cops at an intersection. And he knew I would say, go fuck yourself. I've said it for over 5 years in public. And then, I've said it for 5 years. Whenever I see a police officer at an intersection, arriving to an intersection or passing through an intersection as I do, it's stalking. There's no way you would constantly see police officers, specifically at intersections, unless they were stalking you. It's harassment. It's a form of harassment. It's like reminding you, like we're watching you, and we know where you are at all times. So much so that we can get to an intersection simultaneously as you do. So instead of following behind somebody, you can still demonstrate stalking simply by arriving to a location at a specific time simultaneously as somebody else. So what that officer did was prepared for this. So he prepped. He got ready for this to happen. He knew I'd be on my way to work. I don't know who caused his accident. That's irrelevant. They probably did it on purpose. In all sincerity, that action was caused on purpose for this to allow a police officer to be there when I would be there, when I would be headed to work. And then the officer knew that with 1,000% of the time, I would say, go fuck yourself. And then this community of people also had children nearby to allow this officer to justify, what do you call that? Charging me with disorderly conduct. So, saying the words, go fuck yourself, is a free speech 1,000% of the time. 100% of the time. No matter what. It's a safety net. Free speech is a safety net to protect citizens at all times from the things they say against law enforcement, against lawsuits, against any form of harassment or retaliation for the things you say. This officer right here, Officer E9 in the squad car E9441, told me he was going to write me a citation for disorderly conduct. Now, disorderly conduct is something using profane language. Profane language is not protected under free speech. You can't use profane language and still be protected under free speech. This officer is what YouTube cop, the cops that do bad things to people on the internet and get away with it. That's who that cop is. And that cop right there supports that police officer. That officer was supposed to say, you're absolutely right. And he is not supposed to charge you for protected free speech anytime you are in public. That's what that officer was supposed to do. Stand up to that dude. But he's gay. He's a scared little boy who works under an older gay man. That dude in that car is gay, and he dominates heterosexual men using his powers as a law enforcement officer. So he goes to work for opportunities to dominate straight men in the community at any given moment he can as a police officer. So he's a gay dude And that kid is the victim of like an older gay man who's too scared to stand up to this guy. And I guess that cop wanted me to be like him and bow down to older gay men, pedophiles, who what do you call that? So I get it. I'm supposed to be that cop and grow up and to be that man in the community. Somebody who picks on little boys or tries to dominate young men as much as possible, or to exercise, because gay men feel like they're superior to straight guys, and you need power to dominate people in America. So this cop, this officer is going to try, he wrote the citation. So because I'm still here, he wrote the citation. Please bring me the citation, officer. Is it okay if I walk towards you? You told me before I couldn't walk towards you. Is it okay if I walk over there? Okay, thank you. Oh, I'm never gonna have sex with men. So if this is what you're trying to do to dominate me, to change my psychology, that start having sex with dudes, because you're gay, man. I know you're gay. No, and yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yeah. You're hiding it from the closet.
This is a citation for disorderly conduct.
Why would you bring your gun back? He just turned his gun hip towards me.
There you go.
You just did.
Take the citation.
Okay, could you explain it to me?
Well, let me explain it to you. You keep talking.
What is your attitude, dude?
Because of what you just did.
That doesn't give you a right to be mean.
Because you came back to me with it. Stop.
You're not smart, dude. Okay. He's gay. He has an implant.
A citation
He's been sucking on the implant.
Non-mandatory court date on December 4, 2024, 5:30 p.m. It's $250. You can pay it on or before the court date if you don't want to come.
Okay. So you go to this court date and what happens? You can argue there?
Yep.
All right, cool.
All right, good luck.
I don't need luck. I have energy. It's intelligence, man. It means you know what the right thing is to do. And not having any see, he's gay. He just tried to give me direction to his butt. That dude is gay. He's gay and he's closeted and gay. And as long as he denies it, nobody will I won't know it. So today I went to court to settle this disorderly conduct, and now this dude, I used free speech, and this dude just violated my rights, my civil rights. So you have a right to say go fuck yourself in public at all times. And that officer just violated my rights with full knowledge that I have a right to say that. And I guess that's the problem in America. The police officers don't know the law. So this is dumb. The law states you have to have a right to. So they're gonna write citations and use children to justify violating your constitutional rights. Just because there's a kid nearby doesn't mean you don't have the right to free speech. And that's what it's supposed to protect you from. Free speech is supposed to protect you 100% of the time when you are in America. From criminal cases, from civil cases, from any retaliation. If you use free speech, you are constantly protected under United States constitutional law. So saying go fuck yourself is protected free speech. And as long as that's all I said, I have a right to be protected under free speech. So this man just cost Middleton, I think he cost Middleton, it's a lawsuit. This is like a literal lawsuit for the city of Middleton. It's a lawsuit. It's thousands of dollars. Technically, it's tens of thousands of dollars, probably. He wrote me a cite, or the judge is going to throw it out. So the judge is going to say, what did he say? He said, go fuck yourself. And as long as that's all he said, which that means I have to go home and take my dash cam out to keep myself protected. So now I have to go home and take out my dash cam, which is recording right now and has limited space. So now I have to go home and protect myself, because as you saw when I arrived, the police officers, the cop tried to validate the citation by telling me I said F you. And that's all I said. Now, F you is not protected free speech, I think. I think that's just a swear word. But if you say go fuck yourself. It is free speech. So the officer immediately tried to lie to protect himself, to be a YouTube cop. That officer wants to be famous. I do not. I want police officers to stop stalking me and harassing me everywhere I go. I don't want to be famous. I'm not trying to be famous, but this is a constitutional violation of my rights. And let's see how much the judge decides is what the judge. Well, the Constitution is plain and simple. You can't be charged for free speech. As long as the words you say are protected free speech, you have a right to say them everywhere you go in America. And you can't be sued or you can't be criminally charged, which is what just happened. And the cop justified the criminal charge with children. Because there are children nearby, you can't use free speech. That's a lie. That is a lie. That is a lie, and the truth is you can use free speech at all times. That's why it's called free speech. It's the only thing you can say or do in America without retaliation, without prosecution. And that cop in the car was supposed to be smart enough to know that. But he's scared of the big old cop in the squad car who pointed his gun hip towards me, who walked up to me and made sure his gun hip was pointed towards me. He could have stood directly across from me, but instead he came to the side and pointed his gun hip towards me. So I'm gonna post these videos on the internet, and I think the city of Middleton just got sued. I don't know, I'm not into lawsuits, but I'm almost positive that if you violate somebody's constitutional rights, you get sued. And there's no exceptions for it. They just told me in my ears we're gonna argue that under the circumstances the officer was thinking in his best interest, thinking in the best interest of the community. But that doesn't give you, that's not immunity from a lawsuit. Doesn't give you immunity. There is no immunity for violating somebody's civil rights. That officer knew when he handed me the citation he was doing the wrong thing, but he did it anyways. It's an implant! Holy shit. He just violated my civil rights. Holy crap. And here I stand and there's nothing to do about it. Nothing I can do about it. But my civil rights just got violated in broad daylight. In broad daylight. And I'm not into that civil rights YouTube stuff. I expected to live my life without worrying about what I saw on the internet. But here I stand, exercising my free speech to fight stalking and harassment, not to be a YouTuber, not to challenge the gravity of the United States, but to just stop the stalking and harassment by the Middleton Police Department or any police department. And it's the only reason I have so many encounters with police officers is because they are making sure they are on my path wherever I go to cause for the potential for an altercation. But there it is, man. There it is. This is evidence of a civil rights violation, and I gotta pull the dash cam out because that cop just tried to lie. He was gonna, $1 billion says that, oh, look at that dude, look at that dude, look. Holy crap, that dude was just bending over with his butt pointed at me. He supports the gay community. And it's just more harassment, like, it's like a gay dude pointing his butt over at you when you just use the most intelligent thing you could say, you just said the most intelligent thing possible. So, yeah. So I'm not interested in police officers or being a YouTuber. I'm sincerely uninterested. I took this bumper off on my car this morning. I went to court this morning to fight a disorderly conduct for swearing. Now that is usually unprotected free speech. If you start swearing, it can't be called free speech. So I'm probably going to be found guilty of that because I was caught swearing, using swear words like without purpose, and so I went to court for that, and I argued for community service. But now I use free speech. I got smarter and maintained the words that you're supposed to use. Just go fuck yourself. Don't say anything else. Don't use any other profanity. Don't add curse words to that. Just use go fuck yourself. That's it. That's all you need. And this dude, I stuck to the rules. I stuck to the constitutional laws. And this cop just violated my civil rights. Now, some people just told me this has no value, this has no meaning, this has no purpose. But that officer just wrote me a disorderly conduct. So now it has gravity. So that means there's purpose in what you chose to do. I mean, there's so what you decided to do has weight now, because there's a law enforcement officer who decided that you infringed on the gravity of the United States, on the purpose of the United States, which is to protect people's freedoms and keep the community as safe as possible using the law. And the law dictates you have a right to free speech. That is the first law of the United States of America, your right to free speech at all times. It's the first law. So this cop, or the gay cop over there, broke the rules, broke the first law when he wrote me a citation for using free speech. And he plans on lying later to protect himself. He plans on telling everybody he knows I used the words F you. I did not. Though I'm positive that means you're getting a ticket. I used free speech. Holy crap. My civil rights are being violated with implants as we speak, and I'm a victim of technology torture, but how are they going to escape the gravity of this action? It's in broad daylight. It's plain and simple. If you use free speech, you can't be charged with a crime. You can't be sued. So what are they going to do for this one? How are they going to deny this one? So I got to provide the evidence, and then I got to get the evidence together, and then catch this cop lying to protect himself. Holy crap, they're gay cops. And everything I said on the internet is what you guys are about to see, or what you're watching on you right now in this video. So they slowed everything down. So the harassment, the stalking and harassment is very fast. So I think these police officers, everywhere I go, think if you move very quickly, harassment is hard to see. But if you slow things down, it's more evident that you're harassing, you are being harassed by that police officers are harassing you. So if the officer is following you for like 3 miles or 5 miles every day for 6 days in a row, you can argue that you're being stalked. But if the officer chooses to cross your path very fast for 6 days in a row, multiple times a day, or use multiple officers to help him, it doesn't look like harassment anymore. It's still harassment. You just added the number of people to the harassment and how quickly you harass that person. It's still stalking. And that's what this officer just did. Holy crap. They're gay police officers. That's a gay police officer. And that's what they do when see, he's bending over, pointing his butt at me. That's what gay police officers do. They sexually harass people and then they intimidate people while at work. So it's not a joke, it's not a game. These are actually gay people doing harassing things to other people, and then use psychological harassment to make yourself look innocent, or to the person who's telling on you and the people around you. Holy crap. So you use a supporting group of gay community members to make yourself or the person telling on you look like a look like a, what do you call that? Look like they lose confidence. So it's like a bunch of buddies hanging out and telling each other, I shouldn't use that word, a bunch of friends making themselves feel comfortable about the bad thing they did last night. That's not how it works. You're supposed to tell. So I'm gonna post this on the internet, and then I'm gonna post the dash cam footage. So I gotta take that out because the cop told me right away, I plan on lying on you. I plan on lying and saying you use swear words instead of free speech. And that's immediately what the officer told me. So if I didn't turn around, stop my car, and go back and see what the officer wanted, he would have wrote a citation without me knowing that I swore, and the citation would be that I used swear words. And the dash cam footage that proved I used free speech would be gone. So I'm gonna take the dash cam out, and I'm going to go tell an officer. All right, let's see if it's recording. So let's see if the dash cam is recording. If it's recording, this light will be on. Let's see. This light is going to turn red. If it was recording, I haven't changed it. I haven't touched it. Let's see. It turns red. It was recording video. And so this is the audio recording, and this is the video recording. So if they're both red, that means audio and video was recording. So I'm about to take this out. And I'm going to take that home. I think that's a lawsuit, man. That I don't think I'm gonna get money. I don't think I'm gonna get paid, but I'm almost positive if you get caught lying, you lose your job. Or if you don't know, wait, it's supposed to be, but I doubt the city of Middleton is gonna pay me because it's not that bad. So yeah, your civil rights were violated, but they're not gonna give you money for they're going to throw the ticket out instead of paying you. They're going to dismiss the disorderly conduct instead of paying you. So what I got to do is take this home and make sure that it was recording. I mean, I have my evidence that I didn't say F you. I said free speech. I used free speech. Shit. Shit. Shit, man.
Police officer,